Hi everyone, my name is Charmaine and I'm the registered dietitian that helps people reverse type 2 diabetes. And today I have Riley here from our Reversing Diabetes program. Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Riley. And I know that you've been in our Reversing Diabetes program and you've seen great results from it. So my first question, as always, is how did you find out about me and what made you want to join the Reversing Diabetes program?
Tik Tok. And
Yes.
uh, it just seemed very promising. And I was feeling, I mean, not just feeling, I was very sick. And
Mm-hmm.
I thought that this would be something good to try. I mean, I honestly, my hopes were up, but I also didn't really think that I would see the type of results that I did. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
better than expected for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We're very excited about your results as well. But what made you want to, start this? Because I know it's a diet change. It's definitely not something that you like, just breathe and it's easy for you to do. It's, definitely a diet change. So what was your why? What was your motivation, would you say?
My motivation was that I wanted to see if I could put my diabetes in remission and kind of just
Mm-hmm.
turn myself into a science experiment for myself. And I did like that your program was very based in science, but also very simple, and it wasn't focused around appearances,
Mm-hmm.
and didn't, totally reject medication, but was just sort of
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, there's a better way than just completely relying on
Right.
medication.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just was very appealing to me.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's why.
Awesome, awesome. And how was your journey in, transitioning to a whole foods plant-based diet for you, would you say?
It was pretty easy for me, to be honest. So
Mhm. Yeah.
um, so it's like, it sounds like it could be a really big challenge, I think, but for me, I was so much I did a bowl method. So I
Yeah.
was really just, I didn't honestly do a lot of cooking or
Hmm.
anything. It was just sort of, I had things prepped somewhat in my fridge, like beans and veggies and a grain. And I am
Hmm.
a pretty ADHD, like all over the place kind of person.
Hmm.
And I have always really struggled to cook for myself and
Hmm.
nourish my body. And
Hmm.
this just like made it so much more simple than I ever would have thought. So
Hmm.
yeah, just threw things in a bowl, and yeah, I'm feeling really good.
I love that. And that keeps things simple, right? And we have even like a module on biology, and a lot of the meals were inspired by, your bowls. So, you have a lot of colors in there, so that's really wonderful. So I'm glad that the biology works
Yeah.
out for you. So that's good. And I know that you were also traveling,
Oh
during
yeah.
the program as well. And how did that go for you? What was your experience with that?
I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Like the outside world is often a minefield for
Hmm.
eating a plant-based, low in processed foods
Hmm.
diet. It was kind of, that bit was difficult. That was kind of eye-opening
Yeah.
for me, because I was like, there is not much food, and it wasn't like I was
Hmm.
just, limited to fast food or anything. I was in large cities. There was
Right.
so many options. But that said, with I do feel like, with your advice and support, and I really liked that I could send you a menu and then you would give
Hmm.
me ideas of what I could order. And I do think I've kind of got it down to a system now, because I still do travel and I
Hmm.
still do eat out a lot. And
Hmm.
I've figured out what restaurants I can eat at and really enjoy
Right.
at them. And
Hmm.
I'm now that I am doing so much better, I do sometimes have food that is not, completely
Hmm.
low fat, completely plant based, but
Right.
it's more of a like a special occasion, as
Hmm.
opposed to like the foundation of what I'm
Hmm.
nourishing myself with.
Yeah, I love that. And I think that's the idea of when you travel, because you can never be perfect, right? When
Right.
you travel. And I always tell people, like, if you're someone that already travels a lot, like, for example, for me, like, I love traveling, and I just know that it is impossible to do, just a perfect diet when you travel,
Mhm.
because one, you want to try the local foods there. Second, you don't have your own kitchen, right?
Right.
So it's definitely something that I love, just being able to see that, our clients are able to have different choices, and that, you have your own go-tos, right? Like now you're traveling, what restaurants or what places you can usually go to and how you can order. So I'm sure, at first it's a little bit hard to kind of discover what's around you, but now I love that you have it, to a system where you'll be able to know exactly what you can get as well, and be flexible too, right? I think that's the point of it. So I love that. And what kind of results have you been seeing, during the program, after the program, numbers wise, feeling wise, if you don't mind sharing a little bit more?
Oh, of course. So my A1C was, I never remember if it was 11.3 or 11.5, but either one is not good. And my doctor wanted to put me on insulin, and I, ironically and unfortunately for me as a diabetic, I have a fear of needles, so I was pretty motivated to not
Right.
be on insulin. I guess I probably should have said that in the beginning, that when looking for this program, I was really hoping for a way to keep myself off of insulin,
Right.
and I was completely successful in that. So within the first couple weeks, my energy improved. I didn't even realize how tired and icky I felt until I felt better. And like, even to the point that, like, looking out the window, like, colors looked more vibrant. Like,
Wow.
I just had energy in the morning to get up, get out of bed, get to work, take care of myself. Never I don't feel like I've ever had this type of energy before. And my skin just started clearing up. My inflammation went down. And then I think by the end of the program, I had lost about 20 pounds, I think, something like that.
Amazing.
And yes, and my most recent A1C was 5.4,
Wow.
which is, as you know, within the normal range. I'm not on insulin. The only medication I take is metformin, but I'm now reducing the amount of metformin I take, and I'm not really noticing too much of a change in my blood sugar. So
amazing.
Good news.
I love that. I love that. So from 11.3 or 5, you went down to 5.4 in these months, right? Wow. That is fantastic.
And I think, because I started your program in, I think, the end of April, and then this last A1C result was a few weeks ago. So yeah, that's
like
pretty
4
short.
months.
Yeah, that's a pretty short span of time to just like completely just metamorphosize, basically.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I think I love that now you're kind of slowly getting up. And I always tell people, don't just like completely get off your medications unless your doctor tells you to, right? But I love that you're able to still see your blood sugar kind of hovers around the same, place, and still be able to, continue to, eat the carbs that you eat and still be able to lower your blood sugar. And I think that's the thing that I want to ask you, like, how does your mind wrap around like that you're eating carbs, right? But you're lowering your blood sugar. Like, how does that make sense in your mind?
I was so scared of food, like, let's say like 4 or 5 months ago. And I pretty much thought that the only foods that I could eat were veggies and protein and dairy, which, looking back, was not the best approach. Like, I would just wake up and eat like a bowl of cottage cheese and nothing else, because that's what I thought I could eat. And I was staying with my mom, and she was like, do you want to put some blueberries on that? I was like, oh, no, that's too dangerous, And I eat so much fruit now. Like, I eat, like, almost every day I have a bowl of blueberries with a little bit of lime on it, maybe like a little bit of banana. I eat lots of whole grain breads. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say except for that keto doesn't work. It didn't work for me, at least.
Got it.
So yeah, I eat a lot of carbs, and not even just like healthy carbs. Like, I will admittedly have like a sweet treat. Like, I've recently been eating dark chocolate with almonds with my dinner, and have not noticed any issues with my blood sugar. So
yeah Yeah. And it's
I've
all
regained,
about, oh, sorry, go what is?
oh, I was just saying, I've regained insulin sensitivity.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. It's all about, increasing the quota when it comes to insulin sensitivity. It's all about improving your carbohydrate tolerance, where you'll be able to, eat as much fruits as you want and still be okay with that. And so I think that's one of the reason why I wanted to like ask you this question, is just to see, wow, like what a difference it is between, before going low carb and then now, being able to eat carbs and still have an A1C of 5.4. People dream of that, being able to eat carbs again and still being able to have that A1C. Another question that I have for you is, what would you say is something that helped you sustain this lifestyle or make this your own lifestyle? What do you think is some of the tips or things that you feel like you can make this sustainable, and that you made it of your own, if that makes sense?
Well, part of it was just letting go of the mindset that like that of like perfection around eating, and seeing myself more as a science experiment, if that makes sense. Like, let's see what this food does to me. Let's see how I feel after I eat this. And it, I just feel so much better. And the data, from my blood work shows I'm doing so much better with a mostly plant-based diet. So it's really easy for me. I don't know. I don't really have to try that hard because I just want to eat the foods that I'm eating.
I love that.
And I'm not perfect by any means. It's just the most of my food is plant-based, and it is really working for me.
Yeah, I love that you're able to use the scientific mindset, because I think a lot of times people put too much labels on food of like, oh, if I eat this, then I'm good, or if I eat this, then I'm bad. But when you're able to kind of take a scientific lens and knowing that, all right, like this food is good to have every once in a while, this food is good to have every single day. And when you're able to kind of, let go of the perfection, that also helps you make sure that it's something that is sustainable for you, right? So I love that you shared that. And what would you say to someone who's kind of on the fence around, reversing diabetes with a plant-based diet? What would you say to them?
I would say that there's no harm in trying it, and everybody is different. But I feel pretty confident that anyone who's diabetic who tries this will see results. And actually, I have been, I know a couple other people that are pre-diabetic or already diabetic, and I have encouraged them to do this, and they have also seen results.
Awesome.
So, yeah, I just would say try it. Doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that. And that's the goal of this program, is to help one person change, and that, they're able to help other people around them, make changes as well. That's the ripple effect that we really want. So I'm glad that you're able to also see other people get, results from this program too. And so one thing that I really do also want to emphasize, like what you said, like everybody's body is different, right? Like just because when it comes to blood sugar, right? Everybody is different. It's so heterogeneous. It's not a cookie cutter thing. And I think that's why having that scientific mindset is really important. And that's where me and Cara will also kind of help you maneuver into, seeing what helps, what doesn't help, because, everybody is different and you're able to find something that works for you. So I love that you're able to see that.
And a few people that I have talked to, like my partner's mom, she's diabetic, and I mentioned to her that my results, and I feel like sometimes people think, oh, well, that worked for you, but you're young and you can do this and I can't. I'm like, no, it's not like this really tricky, complicated thing, and like anyone can benefit from this. From eating just eating more plants, and they don't taste bad. I swear.
Yeah, and you're probably one of the youngest one of the youngest people that we have in the program too, right? You probably have seen other people that are, a lot older than you and still be able to see results. And it is something that I really want to, let people know that it is simple. Like you don't have to, complicate things and have these all like special things that you get from like Whole Foods or whatever. It's something that you can get from, I don't know, your own local grocery store, from Target, from Trader Joe's. And things like that. So yeah, I'm glad they're able to benefit from that. Is there anything else that you want to share with the audience? Is there anything else you wanted to add?
I don't think so. I miss you guys.
Oh, we miss you too. Come join our monthly reversing diabetes workshop, and everyone will hang out over there. But thank you so much, Riley, for sharing your story. And I'm just excited just to see, you know, where life will bring you, and even the more science. I know you have a very, you know, scientific mind, or just the more results that you discover on this journey as well. And for those of you who want to learn about the science behind reversing insulin resistance, behind reversing diabetes, make sure you watch the free training. I break down the steps and the science of, you know, how we help people reverse insulin resistance and remove the core of diabetes, so that you'll be able to process carbohydrates and be able to lower your A1C, get off diabetic medications. And I'm excited for all of you. So link is in the description, and I'll see you guys there. Have a good one, everyone.